right, guys, so we are back with back-to-back experience, and my name is Love. I just wanted to say that I'm already excited to see you guys again. Let's have another conversation about a couple more things that I think are really plaguing the community and that we should definitely discuss as adults who are seeking relationships or maybe are already in relationships. To begin, I always like to do an introduction, so if everybody could, just state their name so that we can move across and then we can get started on our topics today.
My name is David. You can call me Big Dave.
Okay.
My name is Onyeka.
My name is Sam, aka King Sam.
My name is Love.
My name is Brandy.
My name is Sandra.
My name is Vanessa.
And my name is Ugo.
Okay, awesome. We have quite the full couches today, so let's get started. I think that it's been interesting because we've seen a lot of stuff happen in the news. All of these big ticket divorces, Dr. Dre, you know what I mean? We're talking about Kim and Kanye. We're talking about all of these different people, even Bill and Melinda Gates, which, that's crazy because that's one of the higher powered couples out there. And, today's topic is going to kind of cover that. Divorce, prenups, what that looks like. I'd love to hear everybody's understanding. What do you think is causing some of these big ticket divorces? What is causing some of the divorces that we're seeing, across the field? Socioeconomic status, lifestyle. It's happening everywhere. I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts.
I think that it's men's greed that is causing a lot of divorces. Because if you look at the examples you gave, like the Gates people, before he got married to the woman before he was rich. When he became rich, of course, free pussy and everything out there because he's now rich, and he was cheating on her, and then that's why they got a divorce.
I think people even knew about it. It was
actually well known.
Exactly.
It was known.
So I feel like mostly it's men's greed, cheating, them just not being faithful after they've gotten a little bit of money. That causes most of these divorces. And then also control, like with the Kim and Kanye divorce. I feel like Kanye was trying to control Kim. Maybe that too. That's why they divorced. So that's what I think.
No, I disagree.
100%.
Time. I'd love to hear Dave's
I
perspective.
totally disagree.
Okay, explain your point. I like to hear it.
Because I've been divorced.
Okay.
So I can speak from experience. I was married with intention not to divorce. So speaking with my partner, while I was in the relationship, she's, my aspirations in life change, and she doesn't want to change with my aspirations. What I want to do, where I want to be, in terms of, looking at what's, my visions.
Yeah.
Speaking with her about my visions, she's like, no, I'm contented with what I have. Now I'm like, no, I want to move forward because I don't want to be in this kind of situation anymore. She's like, no, I want to be here. So I have to move without you. So that's, make me to divorce her because I can't be dragging her once she doesn't want to move with me. So sometimes it's not about men's greed. Sometimes it can be about miscommunication between two people that are involved in a relationship. You understand? It's not about, divorce is not something nobody want to go into. Trust me, it's not a good thing. You understand? That label of, I'm divorced, it's not a good thing. You understand? So it's not about the
So
greed.
don't you think
It's
that
not
there could
about
be
that.
like a compromise in that situation? Do you think divorce was the best step to
Who
take?
initiated the divorce, first of all?
So,
Yeah, that's a good
He said he divorced her.
For me, I
Listen,
initiated it because the reason fact be that I needed to be where I want to be at that point of my life.
Okay.
I wanted to move forward because it's all about, growth. It's not about, who she is or whatever. It's about growth. And the growth was going to benefit everybody. But she was content with what she has, but I had to move. So it's not about, at the end of the day, you don't have to stick to that because if not, I won't be sitting here with you guys today talking about this. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, so that brings the point that the whole point of divorcing is the communication. Because when I meet someone right now, he treats me well, he gets me gifts, and I'm like, oh, I'm ready to marry this man. Do we talk about the important stuff? in 5 years, where do you want to be? Where do I want to be? In 2 years, where do I see myself? Where do you see yourself? Do you ever talk about that? And I feel like nowadays we really don't talk about that. So in 2 years, someone is in their natural self. And you're like, I don't like this. I just like the part that they showed to me, what they presented to me. And this is what I fell in love with. But in 2 years, when you have kids, when you've moved on, it's no longer there.
Real things
you know?
in your life.
Real things, real world. We are there 24/7, Monday to Friday.
Yes.
You're with me. You see me, who I am. You don't like who I am as a person. And we no longer talk about that. Because if I see someone, for men, if I see someone with a nice body, I'm like, oh, I would wife that. But you know that person as a person.
Yeah,
as
as
a
your partner.
personality.
Who are they in a relationship
Yes.
or even in a marriage?
In a
Really.
marriage. As a man, oh, they buy you stuff, they treat you well, they take you out on dates. But given a week with this person in the same space, no internet, no nothing, would you really marry this person? And I feel like we just don't take into consideration what that is. We don't think about it. We don't even talk about it.
So do you think that people aren't having a good conversation before they get into a marriage to understand more about the
I don't
person?
think that's the issue.
Yeah, I don't think
Personally,
so.
I think people do have conversations, but once you get in there, you realize it's much more than conversations.
More
You
nuance.
actually have to put in work.
It's work.
And you actually have to come together to head towards a goal. Like he said, if his goal is to grow and her goal is just to chill and relax. Like, you guys are not working together, obviously. There's a disconnect somewhere. So you guys actually have to consciously come together to know this is where we're going to, and put it into action, not just converse about it. You actually have to do something about it as well. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's a good thing to say, because I think one of the things that I also wanted to bring up tonight is the concept of a prenup. You know, what that actually means before you do initiate, you know, even getting married. Those real questions about your finances, your mental and physical health, how you actually handle family issues and matters is something that actually does come up in most couples. This is actually a contract that's created. There's a way to actually decide this without even having to have the conversation, without having to have the conversation. So, you know, how do you guys feel about prenups? Like, do you think that if the problem is that we're not having those open conversations before marriage, do you think that people should be initiating more prenuptial agreements?
Yes.
Yes, because for me, for me, let's look at prenup. Who does it affect?
Yeah.
It affects the women more. And so that's why women, when a man brings up a prenup before marriage, she goes into this rage where, oh, you don't love me, oh, what are you trying to do? Is it that, blah, because they gain from prenup. Men don't. So people should understand this. Men make money. We work hard and make money because of women and family.
Okay.
Women make money for themselves.
Yeah.
Is it true?
So
No,
so
we're not
actually,
arguing with you.
I have
That's
to-
why the prenup comes in, because when you make money as a man, right?
Yeah.
And you go into a marriage, the society has built it in a way where if there's a divorce, there's a disagreement, the man always lose. Always.
Why are you
Okay,
saying
majority of the
no,
time.
not
So
always.
wait.
Why are you
I'm
saying
actually
it's not
going to give
always?
you an example.
So-
What about in the case of Mary J. Blige? What about in the case of Kelly Clarkson?
It's who
These
makes
are two
more
women.
money.
Exactly. It's actually, it has nothing to do with who comes.
I think
out.
what
Who
he's
makes
trying
more money though? Who makes more money though?
But it depends
The
on
women.
what your
Depend on the
relationship.
It
society.
depends on
But
who
we are
makes more
actually
money
living
that
in a
loses
society
in
where-
How many
Women
people have you seen where
make
a woman
more
makes
money.
money and
He's trying
her
to say
business
that
is
in
giving
most
to the man?
cases
Where?
is the
Give me
guy.
one reason. One situation.
What you're trying to say is in
A lot of
most
situations.
cases, right?
Besides most cases, give me
Because
one
it's not
reason
in
where
all cases.
a woman makes more money than a man and they
She
divorce.
just told
And
you,
in
Mary
history-
J. Blige.
Only two
Yeah.
in
There's
how
a
many-
lot.
No,
There's a lot.
in the history of divorce,
So
it's always the men.
I want you to think of it this way. So pause. The
Okay.
reason why I'm saying this is because you are forgetting that there are actually women in professions that do make more than men.
I agree.
Yes.
They have businesses, they might have trust, wealth that's actual generational for
I
them.
agree.
So they're protecting their assets. What a prenup is is a protection of assets. It's assets.
Yes.
So in a prenup, the only reason why you bring a prenup up in a marriage is because you guys have assets that were separate from your relationship before the marriage. There are things you're going to build to get married.
Okay.
But in reality, you know, I get what you're saying. Sometimes it actually is worse for the woman because in that sense, maybe she doesn't have as many assets that she brought to the relationship. But in reality, it is very balanced in that sense that any woman can ask for a prenup. All women can.
Real quick.
Kelly Clarkson just lost quite a very large divorce settlement based off of a prenuptial agreement. So it happens.
But real quick, there are also situations in divorce where when they divorce, the woman doesn't get anything.
Exactly.
Of course.
Even where there's no prenup and they are married,
No,
divorce, the woman doesn't get
What do you
anything.
think was the situation?
There are lots of situations like that.
Like what? Give me one.
There's some that the
Don't-
women.
There's a lot where there are women don't
I
get
think when
anything.
Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise, I
Yeah.
think she said she didn't want anything.
No,
She
she
literally
was
left
decision.
back.
She
But
didn't
No, but there are a
want.
lot of
She didn't want.
She didn't
But
want.
I think it's basically on which society are you at the present time. You know, like in American society is different from
Western
an
world,
African
That's
society
right.
Yeah.
and European society, because we speak about Kelly Clarkson and all these guys. Like there's this guy that is a footballer. His name is Ebue. He's an African.
Yeah.
He got married to a white guy in the UK. He lost everything.
Homeless.
Everything.
He's
They didn't
homeless right
consider
now.
him even if a pair of
Took
Really?
The lady took everything, you know. They gave the lady everything because he has kids with him. So it depends on the society that you find yourself at that moment. So right now we're speaking because we are here in America. So we're speaking about American society.
I have a
But if
question.
you're in
How does
America,
that
right?
apply to Nigeria? Because in
changing
Nigeria,
now.
we don't have the laws to protect the women.
It's
there.
changing
A
now.
man will literally
Well,
kick
and
you
now
out
there's
with
three
kids.
types of
A man will
marriage for
literally kick you out with
No, it's
kids.
changing now.
With nothing.
Yeah, with nothing. So
Yeah.
how
There's so many
how does that
scenarios
apply
like
in
that.
And
Nigeria?
we do have to agree that we live in a society where women have careers. Women are really ambitious. They have businesses. And we
You
have a
don't
lot
need
of
a
women.
I
man to
agree.
go get a credit card.
We do
anymore.
have a
You
lot
know
of
what I mean?
women who stay in a house where they're the breadwinners, but they
Yes.
don't say it.
Exactly.
Yes,
I
agree.
So it's not just about protecting the man, it's about protecting the woman.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know?
So
So
a
this
prenup is protection for both
all
parties.
Yeah.
parties, it's
Every
just not
time.
about the
It's
man.
not just
Because
about the man.
we are living in a society where so many women are empowered. So many women have money, so many women have careers. And I guess for myself, I'm speaking for myself, when I get into a marriage, I'm bringing more than 50%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Let me chip something. So, do you think when a woman makes a lot of money, she attains a certain status in society, like a high value woman? Do you think she goes for a man lower than she?
Sometimes she
Sometimes.
Do you think? Don't say sometimes because it probably be a situation.
Yeah.
Most times, she doesn't.
Yeah.
She goes for a
doesn't,
man
yeah.
higher than she is all the time.
Not all the time. I would say
On a scale of
50-50.
10, no, not 50. Don't say 50. It's like
It is 50-50. There's lots of women that go
by
for men
default, women
that
don't want any man below their standard.
What she said
By
is
default.
what she said is true. There are a lot of women that are the breadwinners, but
Yes.
nobody
They
knows
don't say it.
because they never
That
say it.
women-
I agree. But
Women
I'm saying,
act on
if you
emotions.
make money right now,
Yeah.
you're a breadwinner before you go into a relationship, will you go for a man lower than your standard?
Listen, if I'm being truthful right now, if I love a man and he's earning less than I am, I'm probably gonna make excuses for this man and marry him.
as far as he has a goal. As far as he's working towards his goal.
Good.
Wait, can we get what she
Okay,
said?
as far as he's working towards
Sam
his
has
goal.
something to say. Is he trying to get it out?
She was like, not me.
Not me.
We know this.
I mean, it's good to make money,
Yeah.
but you could talk to someone like you're dating a lady and you see potentials, or a guy. He doesn't have the money right now. And that happens a lot back home. He doesn't have the money right now, but you can see his ideas are gonna make millions.
Yeah.
You just need that time,
Yeah.
Yes.
and he's putting the work.
Yeah.
So it's not everybody that went into marriage being rich.
Yeah.
No.
Most marriages are young people
Yeah.
that went in and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
they
They go in with nothing, right?
And
You know,
then-
I'm not saying a woman who is making more We
There's
cheat.
lots
I
of
have
kids,
seen
yes.
women of
No.
who
And then the
millions-
man makes the
So
money
wait,
and
I
then
have,
starts
I have a
doing all
question
this
to
different
reframe
things.
that. Do you believe that women date based off of potential, or that men date based off of potential?
I think
do you
it's both
marry your
ways.
potential, or do you date your potential? What do you?
I think it's both ways for men and women. For women, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but like, I believe women go for potential, the pockets, your financial
The pocket is
status.
the pocket.
I think it's very important for
Yeah.
if I'm gonna be with somebody, I know I'm already gonna do good for sure. I can't marry a lady that's gonna be so less than me to where I come home, all she does is my conversations are
They don't care about
my
women's
conversations are
money.
very high level conversations. Like
Yeah.
let's do this, let's move this. That's how I talk.
Men don't care
She
about
gotta
women's
relate.
That's
like,
not
oh
true.
yeah.
Be on the same level with you.
Yeah.
Not same level. It doesn't have to be the same level. But she
somebody you
has
can
to
communicate
understand me.
with,
Yes.
I feel like
They like you,
Business
but they don't
wise.
care
I
about
feel
There
you.
you go. Yeah. Otherwise,
never used to care about.
I'm gonna get close to that
We don't.
secretary
But
because she
nowadays,
doesn't
So
actually,
wait.
That's
Let's
divorce.
refocus. Let's refocus a little bit. So what I'm hearing is that you guys don't. So I think that a marriage isn't 50-50. I think a marriage is 100% and 100% of
Same
two
here.
people
Yeah.
coming together.
I don't believe
sure.
it.
And what we're kind of saying, it almost sounds like, for some of what you guys are saying, it's almost like you think that it's like 50-50. Whereas for women, we see 100% of ourselves putting us 100% into that marriage,
Yeah.
relationship, whatever. That's why when we date on potential, that's why when we marry potential, we see us in that potential. We go, okay, well, if I show up 100%, then I mean, eventually he's gonna get that 100%, right? And then we're gonna make 100% together. We're gonna do
Yeah.
better together. So I guess my confusion is, right, if we think that prenups are better for men, if they help men more, and divorce rates are looking like divorce rates just because people maybe aren't having that communication, then what are we missing? What is the question there then? What exactly is dissolving the pre-marriage talk, the marriage talk? How are we still getting there then? If these are options we all have, what's happening?
Divorce rates and prenup, I think those are like two separate subjects.
Yeah.
right.
But the divorce rates,
Yeah.
I know like there's several things that were stated as the main reasons, like financial differences, infidelity,
Yes.
what else was that? There's several things, but I think
lot.
financial one was like the biggest one actually, statistically anyway, if I remember correctly. For the prenup, I don't know what you guys are saying, but I feel like it protects both parties. Like, look at
Yes.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Apparently, the lady was taking care of him when he had nothing.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
God, how?
She
Let me explain.
He wasn't working. He wasn't
Yes.
working.
And where he was doing his
He was
business was
building a
her
dream.
family's house.
Yeah,
Was her parents'
he was
house.
building a dream.
So, yes, she
it was
was.
still a dream. It wasn't real.
And let me
Thank
tell
you.
you,
Yes, she was.
Stay with
supporting
Melinda
him.
Gates
So she
as well.
deserves
yes.
Please be aware,
50%.
Melinda Gates was actually very formative in the creation of Microsoft. The irony, though, she was working underneath him at one point. She was working. She that was her superior. So, but she had better degrees. She was actually doing different things. She actually had a lot more accomplishments. As a matter of fact, you want to know who the best example of that is? Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
Michelle Obama is highly educated. She's actually more educated
Than
our
Yeah,
president.
that is
Yeah.
true.
But the irony is, we don't look at Michelle Obama and go, oh my gosh, you would divorce Barack. No, we go, okay, well, look at the assets she brought to the relationship. Look at what she built. Look at the education she has. Look at exactly what she did to be and present herself in that marriage. Are we going to be mad at her for leaving?
I have a
eventually?
question. I have a question. He was so opposed to what I said. Why do you think she shouldn't get something because she was
No,
helping
I'm
you build
never
a-
against getting something. Never.
Okay.
Spousal
So what-
support.
what-
you
what-
don't-
what
you're
What I'm
not mad
saying
about
is,
spousal
what I'm
support.
saying is, let's face reality though. Men go through this divorce or prenup or the negative part of divorce more than women.
Okay.
On a scale
Okay.
of 1
How
to
is
10,
that?
it's like
but
it's
I guess
how
it's
is
same
that?
people are in a
statistically.
marriage.
Negative as in
Statistically.
I don't
financial.
understand. Can you
Yes,
explain?
Can you
men lose more.
How?
I guess what he's trying to say
How?
statistically.
When you-
men-
How is that?
He meant financially.
Not true.
So that's
Financially.
I guess he
What
means
talking about?
statistically men
So-
earn more in
So
the family.
prenup came up
I don't know if that's true.
came
though.
up because men realize that most times when you divorce with a woman, she takes more than half of what you have.
Okay.
That's why it came.
I mean, that's
why it came up. Then now women are saying no.
That's the
But don't
society
you think that
that is
woman
working.
deserves half of it?
But
Especially if
she
they came
helped
up
you
together,
build it,
especially if she has your kids.
See,
especially
half is okay. Half is okay. But we're living in a situation where the man was losing everything. Everything.
I don't believe that. I've never seen any situation like that.
oh my God.
So
I don't believe that.
the reason why I don't think that's true is pretty simple. There are actually a lot of laws that vary between states on what exactly can dissolve a divorce.
Now.
It actually no, but these laws have
Prior
actually
to
existed
now.
for a while. Before then, women could not own property in their own names. They could not take out credit cards in their own names. They could not have land in their names.
So at what point
Why was that?
No,
men
that's history.
Yeah.
That's literally we're talking about
women have always been
That's
losing
actually what happened
in our history?
for
Yes,
decades.
yes.
Yes.
Now we're winning. Now we're
Oh my
succeeding. You guys are
God.
salty. You guys are
No, we're not. Men
Stop being salty.
Men work hard and make money for women. Who
Who make money for us for?
I don't know who
No,
he
okay,
is.
listen.
I know
Why do you think a man work hard to make money?
No, for women.
No, wait.
Why are you comparing where
I'm
women
not,
take
no,
money?
I'm not, but I'm saying
We are
why?
dealing with
The idea-
modern women. We
no,
are dealing with empowered women
I agree.
right now.
I'm not taking it from empowered women.
Rich women
I'm
right
saying,
now.
No, I'm saying,
Uh-huh.
look at it from a layman's perspective,
Okay.
right? Or in general terms. Why do men work hard and make?
To impress women?
No,
Why do women work hard?
Wait, pause.
That's not true. I don't work hard to impress any woman.
Exactly.
You work hard to what?
Because I want to build generational wealth.
Okay.
For who?
For my family. For my kids.
The family has to do with your wife and
If
kids.
it's yes, my family, yes, wife and kids, but
Men
not just for
think like
women.
that. You're working hard to
These guys
protect
I just want to
your
say,
family.
I want to say
We're not saying
something.
the same thing. We're not saying the same thing.
It's
different when you're-
Wait.
But if you're making
But
money
different
to
are building a
provide
wealth
for your
and
wife,
home.
you guys get divorced. Why are you salty if she takes half?
Half
of it.
Half is okay, but I'm saying
You get
take
more than
everything
half.
from the man.
So wait.
All right, hold on, go.
I have something to say.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So, like, let me just say, from what he's saying, like, from a historical view, women have been suppressed right from time. So it's been on the man to provide, to tend, to care, to feed his family, his group, his whatever, his clan. So now that women have been able to, get some sort of empowerment and put us out there, like, oh, women can actually do what men are doing, like provide and all that. So now, it's from what you're saying now is that it's already been like that right from time.
That's what I'm saying,
Men,
back in the days.
men are the ones.
have changed,
It's
but not back
already
in the
ingrained
days
in,
That's what I'm saying.
in men's brain. Like, I have to provide. I have to be there for my family. I have to take care of them. So even prenup coming, I didn't want to talk about prenup because it's like an American society thing. In Nigeria, Africa, Nigeria to be precise, from what I know, and maybe there are laws, but maybe they don't carry it out.
They do not.
But I know that there aren't any laws that really protect a woman when she gets divorced,
At all.
especially when she's uneducated, doesn't have access to lawyers, or can't
God
afford a
forbid
lawyer,
she has kids.
and then has kids. Like, I would say, for example, my parents, they're both uneducated, but they were able to, train their children in school and everything. My father is able to provide for us. So my thing is, they had a divorce, but then it's not like my mom got anything from it, and she had 4 kids. Even if she was going, I don't know, maybe she got something, but it's not something tangible. That's something that she can really
So you
use
see-
to take care of herself
So
and maybe even tend to us. I mean, good thing is my dad kept us, but then she had to go
Perfect, yeah.
and live her life after coming to Lagos with this person.
Yes.
And then the person let you go because of another woman.
And that's
Do you
what
understand?
I wanted to frame that is that one thing in the U.S. the reason why we have such various differences is because actually different states have different laws on that. You actually cheating actually doesn't always get you money in the divorce. As a matter of fact, cheating doesn't even get you the divorce half the time. As a matter of fact, so the point is even in some certain special circumstances, these laws had to be created because people were coming up with different reasons for needing to leave the marriage and weren't seeing that reflected in what was reality. if we can look at a situation of divorce, it's just like that. Like your mom would have needed spousal support. That's what you get in the U.S. That's what some of these laws get you. Is that eventually the divorce isn't just a divorce. Then it's saying, well, hey, you guys didn't have a prenup. You do have assets, and now we need to make sure that this person is still taken care of.
Yeah.
You know, that they're still okay.
And so I think sometimes even in the prenup clause, they usually have like, oh, I mean, I'll give you like half of my money, but I'll give you like 2 million.
Exactly.
But you don't get anything else, pretty much.
Pretty much, that's it.
I was gonna ask her, like, why did they get a divorce? Because he cheated?
Well.
Yeah.
You're
I think
no. It actually had to do with cheating, but like it had to do with domestic abuse as well. Or is it domestic they call it?
Yes.
Yeah,
domestic
that's a
abuse,
whole
yeah.
different.
But the number one reason for divorce.
But then the domestic abuse
it's not
is
cheating. No,
it's not.
finance. It's not cheating.
What is
It's a business here in the States.
Why
The
would
Western world.
Because
though.
one
Why would they
person
work,
is
though?
making all the money,
Fact.
and the other one is just spending it.
No,
but you know some
now.
African men don't want their wives to work. Not in this present
Do you
time,
know,
though,
besides
but like
beautiful
back
reasons,
then.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
guys have just
You
said
know,
now,
African
some
men-
women do divorce just because of the money.
Because they want to get
Yeah, but we're
money.
talking
Yes.
about those group of people.
Do you know that?
But that's
I'm
not
just saying,
specific.
besides the whole.
Maybe she
there
married
are
him
women
for
who
his
just want
money.
to divorce you for your money.
I
You know
can
that?
say she married him.
Yeah,
for
she
money.
married him for the money. That's the only reason why she would divorce.
Is he
for the
there
money.
though?
Okay, so I understand why he might want to get a prenup because he doesn't know if she's using him.
I mean, that's the point where you are
Oh
wealthy.
my
It-
God!
it-
You
That's
don't know
mistakes.
what's
But
happening.
that's the point. Is that that's
It's
what we're
okay to
trying
protect yourself at that point.
That's what we're talking about. Is that people make mistakes. Divorces happen because sometimes people make mistakes because some people lose communication because some people something's missing.
Because some people
Some
get
people
beaten
rush
up
into
and they
it.
don't want to
I think we're getting out of the topic. Let's go back to why do people get divorced?
So why do people
Because you can, I understand. Yeah, but we should.
I would say
People don't put in the work.
I disagree with finances.
Finances number one reason not cheating. Not cheating. It's finance.
They did a
If you don't have money, you won't be here, bro. You will not be here. As I'm calling you, they'll tell me.
And the research came out that finances, I think,
number one.
anyway, was number one.
It is always number one.
Finances in the sense,
Disagreement.
finances in the sense that the person wants your money.
It's either like maybe they both of them
not
are so
have it.
poor
So
and they're
I
always
think-
arguing.
Thank you.
I
Not
think
enough
that what you
money.
guys
They always
are-
butting
Take
heads.
your
Okay,
family.
about
you
bills
guys are-
and things like
that's
that.
not for broke
Hold on.
Have you guys watched Dave Ramsey?
I mean,
Okay,
I mean
I
that's
have
what,
money.
I mean that's what, like broke people.
Husbands
are
and wives
wealthy.
calling
No,
each
you
other.
never
Never go
Dave
up buy
Ramsey, that's
Lamborghini.
just-
No,
You use up all the money you have in your savings.
Oh yeah, that's
So wait, guys. All right. Let's come back to the main conversation. Okay. So I love the energy in this. I think that this is a lot of details that we're kind of covering, and I think that what we're actually mentioning is spousal abuse.
Yeah.
There is actually forms of abuse, and when you're getting married, there's actually what people don't realize when you're getting divorced. There's actually levels of financial abuse. There are mental and physical abuse that could be there as well, and these are also good reasons to leave a marriage. And sometimes that in itself, like, you want to know what's crazy? For women, you're correct. Basically, the biggest factor of why some women don't leave the marriage is because of financial abuse. Because you get with an African man, and that man says, "Don't work. I don't want you to work. Raise my children.
just
Do
pump out
whatever.
children.
Look cute. I don't care what you do, but stay at this house. I know that I'm
We
coming
don't
home
listen,
with
though.
you."
Yeah.
But the point is, right? These
What do you mean
these
that
are
we don't
forms
listen?
of
They don't do
abuse.
that.
Yeah.
If a
Forms of
woman
things
gives up a career,
that
she
allow
doesn't
you
listen.
to decide, I need
But that's
to
something
leave
I
the
would-
situation.
Some men want you to give up your career.
That's
would
something
not.
I would.
Okay, don't do that anymore. Why
That's a
not?
good question. Would you give
No,
up
I'm
your
saying
career?
like back then. I'm
Would
like,
you want a wife?
no, but
that
it's still
gives
happen
up
because
her
no.
career
Let's
to
not
show
even
up
say
in the
okay,
house?
because there are
No.
people there are people in the trenches. Let me put it that way. There are people that don't have that money, but they get married and whatever, and you
Now
know
they're
there's
used to
some
the
men that
lifestyle.
manage. But then they still believe in that a cake,
Yep.
even though they're like 30 something or whatever. They are there, they exist. I don't want you to work. You're staying at home.
That's
Or just
portion of women
control
will listen
the
to that
woman.
though.
Not true. That's
Or just
So you
Right.
see
So
how you guys flip this thing now when it
So
comes
no.
to women's
See,
stuff,
funny
you guys
enough,
say
yeah.
it's there,
No,
but
no,
women it's
no,
not. It's
no.
changed.
It's just
I
statistics.
don't
like,
think any woman should listen to that.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
Women don't say
No.
women
Yeah,
don't.
women
I
don't.
don't think
Like,
I don't
so,
think
like,
any
social
woman should
media.
listen to it. My
They
telling
don't.
you
Like,
to
they're
stay
don't.
home.
Like this
Stop
and
working.
that.
Why? If I want to work,
I
I'm
don't
going
like
to go
to
out there
assume
and
that
work.
people-
If I want to start a business, don't
Almost
tell me
everybody
to
has
leave all of
access
that
to
and
social
just stay
media.
home.
I agree.
No, we should have a conversation.
people
There
that
should
don't
be a
know what
conversation
I
and a
agree.
balance.
Okay, guys, let's continue to have a conversation together. We're gonna kind of minimize side double talks, okay?
Yeah.
But I think that you guys are correct. I think that you guys have all made fair points. I think it's just the case that we see the issue with divorce knowing that sometimes it really does have a lot to do with finances. That finances are scary. That sometimes you don't know what you're walking into, and that you hope your partner is standing next to you when that happens.
Yeah.
You know, I recently listened to a story from a young lady where, quite frankly, that's the picture she was painted. Don't work, don't do anything, I've got your back. Something happens. And guess what? Now she is completely screwed. She does not have protection. She did not have a prenup. She didn't bring anything to the marriage. And now this person who she thought was her safe space, her protector, is now taking her entire world out from under her. The lifestyle she lived, the health care, maybe the emotional part is gone. So I just want to reframe that, you know. I want your guys' final thoughts on that, you know. What do you think you would do in a situation? What would you tell those people who are going through, you know, potentially a divorce? What would you tell somebody to avoid the divorce? You know what I mean? How would you help somebody, especially as millennials in this time and age, when we're having these conversations, when we're seeing the rates, when we're seeing so many broken relationships? What would you tell somebody to say, hey, you know, maybe take a step back, or what would you tell them to continue?
I'll tell them that they should have their own. I don't believe in that saying of stay home, I'll take care of you. You can't put all of your trust in someone else because people change.
People change. Yes.
Circumstances, situations change. So you have to have your own. You have to work for yourself. And no matter how much you might trust someone, but you need to put that trust in yourself.
Yes.
So for sure, have your own. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, I would say put work into the marriage, regardless of wealth, money. All those factors are great, but if you don't put work into anything, even your career, you're not going to get better.
Yes.
You put work, you study more. So what about your relationship? Put in work.
Yeah.
Get to understand her. Talk to her. You can make any relationship work, literally.
Yeah.
If you're able to get that understanding. So do that. Keep doing that. And make it work.
Just to say to what he said, communication is very important. The thing people don't understand is not just communication. Do you listen to what is being communicated?
Exactly. Do
Because
you
people don't
understand?
listen. I can talk from now
They
to
listen
tomorrow.
to react.
Yeah, I can talk from now to tomorrow, and it's going to into deaf ears.
Yeah.
So it's not even just communication; it's listening to what's being communicated and acting upon it.
Yes.
Because you can still listen and don't act upon it. Then it's still a complete waste.
Yeah.
And just to debunk what she just said about have your own.
not debunk.
My thing is this: have your own. If you have your own as a woman, he has his own as a man. Why you guys even in a relationship? It doesn't make no sense.
Thank you. No, seriously. So defensive. Very defensive.
Men make money for the family and the future.
Whatever you
Women
guys
make
say,
for
it's not
themselves.
No, it's defensive.
Let her explain what she
For
means.
what she was saying about that lady that someone just took everything away from her.
That's an instance.
It happens a lot.
You say have your
It
own.
happens a lot.
I understand.
So you should be able to have your own, or at least, okay, listen, or at least go to school, have a degree, or start a business, or have something.
Fall back.
Thank you.
What
Something you can fall back on.
Because what if you don't have family?
Like
That's what a lot of men aren't recognizing is what if you don't have family? What if that girl that you wooed, that you created this life for her, now you are taking everything and her family away, and that's you included. You took away
What I was
her
gonna
family.
say
Exactly.
is, building on what she said, sometimes it might not even be a divorce. What if the guy dies?
What if he dies?
My dad always says like you
True.
should always have a plan B. So she doesn't mean have your own separate.
No, I know what she means. Don't
She
worry.
means have a career.
No, I mean that as well,
You
but
need to be
smart.
Exactly.
Think
It's
smart
the
about it.
From that angle. That's a life.
I would love to hear Brandy's
Just a life
final
insurance.
thoughts.
A million dollar life insurance. That would help.
I would love to hear Brandy's final thoughts and then today.
Yeah.
Yes, for my own thought, getting into marriage, it's a balance. Because you don't also, because they always say, oh, the modern woman is not submissive. So I don't want to get into a marriage and my husband will like, she's not submissive, she's not listening to me.
She's a woman.
It's a balance, it's communication. What do we agree on? What's the plan? Do we have a plan? If today you are supporting the family and God forbid you die, what happens to me?
Exactly.
You know?
And
It's
in Nigerian culture,
Life insurance.
life is
Yeah, $1
such
million
thing,
life
you know,
insurance
I
or
cannot
something.
say you die, I die. What happens?
Life insurance.
God forbid you lose your job. What happens to me and the kids?
Yeah.
So I guess it's about balance. It's about communication. It's about a clear plan. We're just not gonna get into it in a honeymoon kind of stage. Oh, you have money. My husband has money. I'm gonna stay home.
I was just gonna say,
No,
hang out.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna say a man has money. Even if we agree, I'm gonna do part-time. I'm gonna do a job that's less tasking.
Yeah.
So that I can still be able to come home, cook for you, take care of the kids. You know?
Yeah.
I agree.
You want me
I
to
love
be
that
submissive?
compromise.
Yes, I'm compromising.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
get
compromise.
a job that's less tasking.
Yeah.
But I also want to be able to be on a bubble fall when you die, when you lose your job. I want to be able to bounce back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
be
fight with
able
your
to
family.
bring something
I don't
to-
want to fight with your estates.
Yes.
I don't want to fight with lawyers telling me
Yes.
that now the life insurance policy you have,
What's
I actually
next?
can't get.
I want to be
No, I
able
agree.
to
You know what I
bring-
mean?
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what they
to
say?
answer your
Bring
question
something
about
to the
the
table.
divorce.
Yeah.
Bring something. I want to be able to bring,
Bring
that something.
something.
Even if it's just, you know, there's a whole lot of cups on this table. I want to be able to bring that bottle on the table. You know? So
I agree.
as little as it is, I want to be able to do that
Do something.
and still take care of the family, cook for you, take care of the kids. But let me be able to bring that something.
Okay, what were you gonna say?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever, y'all. Don't judge me. I'm looking at me.
I was gonna say before we get to the last question, I want to hear Dave and yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so to me, I think basically one of the things we need to do, in a relationship is self-development.
Yeah.
It's very important that you coming into a relationship or being in a marriage, you gotta have a self-development. You can't keep on developing yourself in order for you to become. Don't rely on somebody or don't depend on somebody. You understand? Like there's something Sandra was saying about what you have to bring something. I agree with that because in a relationship there has to be 4 accounts. Your accounts, the family accounts, the ladies accounts, and the bills accounts. Like in my own home, I have my own personal account for myself. My woman has her own. There's an account for the bills. There's an account for fun. Because what about something happens?
I agree.
So we can fall on something, at least, even if it's the $200 in your personal account, we can still bounce on that $200, or something. At the end of the day, we have to understand that I believe so much in woman empowerment.
Yeah.
For sure.
You can't
At
be
least
with
you
me.
believe.
You can't
Yeah.
be with me.
Men don't believe that. Some people that don't believe in women empowerment.
You can't be with me as a woman, don't be develop or empowerment.
Yeah.
I have to push you every day.
Yeah.
I have to, encourage you every day to become develop and, know about what you have to do for yourself. You understand? So
But
it's
when
very
you're doing that,
important.
don't lose out in what you're supposed to do.
Of course.
Or bring it. That's what I'm saying. Because so many people, when you focus on that, on empowering yourself, so many people put diversity in trash.
Yeah.
That's
Like
the
what
problem.
exactly?
Only empowerment.
So what are you trying to say though?
You
Sorry,
are
so what are you
very-
trying to say?
We'll get to
Balancing
you.
though.
We'll get to you at one point. I think that sometimes you have a very one-track mind.
He does have
I
one.
don't know.
Yes, you do.
And it's not,
I
it's not
know.
to say, it's not to say that
Like
you don't
that.
have insight there.
What's
but
the role of a man?
And what's the role of a woman?
And what's the role of a
Railroad
woman?
yourself a lot. We'll get into that though later. All right, ladies.
So what I would say is, as he said, self-development is important in a marriage or situationship or whatever it is. Because like I've been in a situation where I realized parts of myself that I didn't like, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is what I do. Oh, okay, this is fucked up. I need to work on this part of me and blah 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 whatever. So then, as for women that don't have anything and they're in a relationship or whatever situation, I feel like they need to find a balance or something that they'll be able to bring, as she said, into the relationship.
Yeah.
As for me, I would like to bring something in the relationship, but then I want a man that leads, you know, that shows me, because women don't really, some women don't have that mindset that men have to provide. But then you see a woman and then you're like, okay, this lady has that potential to, you know, develop herself, even be bigger than you, if you put her in the right, you know, space or whatever
You could put
to
her
grow.
on. You could
Yeah.
put her through
So-
a master's program or whatever.
Do you understand?
She
That
can
goes
put
back
you
to
on.
your
Exactly, and that adds back to the marriage.
Exactly.
So she's able to bring something to that table. Either way, so I feel like, I mean, not a lot of men like to teach, but there are men out there that actually like to teach women, and you know, I want my woman to be developed, you know, when she's out there, she's
She can
able to
handle it
stand on her
herself.
own,
Yeah.
handle herself, and able to speak up or just show her personality, and
Yeah.
you know, exactly. The man is the
Sometimes
plug
your
to
wife
her.
is the plug.
Exactly.
Like, that's the point.
Vice
Like,
versa.
because I will
like a
say,
lot of women,
and that's a beautiful way to frame that.
Yeah.
Because I think
No,
that
they know what they
I
want.
think that a lot of people forget that a lot of women are the ones who make the financial decisions in the household. So they're the ones who say, hey, you know, honey, the reason why we're paying those bills is because this is, you know, the lights don't cut off
I agree
and
with
stuff
that.
like that too.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like it's important to like,
Yeah.
like what you know as a
Right now.
man,
Why
financially,
you
it's good
can't
to like train your woman.
we're almost done, guys.
It's
Hold
good.
on.
It's good to like train your woman on that, because like anything can happen.
Yeah.
But especially if something happens to you as a man that you can't, but you want her to be there. Like my wife can take charge, can pick things up. If I die today, she's there. Or you lose your job
Yeah.
because you have kids with this person,
Yeah.
and you don't want your kids to suffer when you're gone.
Exactly.
But that boils down to working together.
Yeah.
Work together, pull her up,
Yes.
So
So
bring her along.
we're gonna
Exactly.
end on Sam's thoughts, because I do want to make sure that we have that last resolution to it, and then I'll of course end this out. But
Yeah.
you know, I would love to hear your last thoughts on that.
Yeah, I feel like you gotta work together. No matter what, if I'm high up there, pull her up.
Yes.
Hey, honey, what about this? Can you try this? Oh, I don't want this. What about this? Work with her. Don't impose. Hear her opinion. What's she thinking? Listen to her. Because we men don't think. Sometimes we just want, oh, you gotta do this. No. Listen to her. See her side of things. Hear her own view. And then work with her to where she can get to some level. Be a different career. It's okay. Don't force her into what you're doing. Your business idea is your business idea, like mine. It belongs to me. She doesn't have to be in my stuff. But say, I like doing hair. How can we expand the hair to the next level?
Yeah.
Then you work together, build the finance, build your home, build your assets, build your kids. Come on.
Yeah.
It's endless, man.
And I think that's beautiful, because that ties into my overall point that every marriage, every relationship should be 100% of a person presenting to that person so that they can build a life that can be successful together, emotionally, mentally, physically, generationally. You cannot do that if you are cheating. You can't do that if there is not communication. You cannot. I don't know why that's wait. Why is that a sensitive topic? But that's the point. It's that you can't do this. You can't create these beautiful lives together. We can't create another society based off of broken promises and broken relationships.
Exactly.
True.
So whatever we can do right now to provide 100% of commitment, to remind people to get those questions, to get the finances out of the way, to discuss what is really going to happen if that person passes away. This is important, and everybody should bring this to a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate you guys all. You all brought incredible insight. Thank you to the men. Thank you to the women. Thank you everybody for just making sure that we had a discussion that focused on the positives and the negatives of what is really a tough thing. Some people get houses, some people get married. Not everybody always has both. So I love that, you know, everybody has that thought that we can come and be better in a relationship when we do move on to those spaces in our lives. All right, I love it. I hope you guys all have a lovely night. I think that's our wrap up tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a wrap.